Oh, okay. Another device you got in there in that package is this right here, and I call it the razor because it sort of looks like an electrical razor. And what it does is it's used to test out the variable speed ECM motors. Now, most of the motors that are out there that are variable speed are the GE type. And in this case here, it's got the 16 pin Molex on the module to plug in to test. And that's on the 2.3 and the 2.5 model ECM motors. And what this does, it'll plug in there, and once it's turned on, it'll allow the motor to start running. If everything in the motor and the module is working properly, it'll run the motor. If it doesn't, that means there's a problem. And what you're going to find out in the field, of course, I've got a cord rigged up where we can test the motor out. This is the 120 volt line voltage going to this motor here. And all you have to do is just turn the device on. You'll see the green LED light come on, showing that it is working, and you just plug it in to the module. And once we power it up, and if you can hear that, that's the motor running. That means everything's working properly. And like I said, I don't know if you can hear the motor or not. How about if I put a little something on there that'll spin for a second or so you can see it running. I don't know if it's going to stick, but we'll do a little quickie. You'll see it move as soon as it turns on. There you go. It spun for a second or so. And what I want to do is make it easy for the service technician to test these motors out, because they can be pretty difficult sometimes for the average technician. And it's the easiest thing you can absolutely use. Now I'm going to turn this off right now. I'm going to switch to a different type of motor, which is going to be the communicating type, and it's called the 3.0 model. I will scoot this over a little bit. And put this one on here. Up here, and there's going to be some harnesses that come with your kit. Let me make sure I'm going to capture all of this. Let's see. Okay, let me get this. Okay, now we can see that. Some of the other things that came in your kit was this wire harness, and it plugs into the bottom just like that little razor device did. On the communicating, it doesn't have a 16 pin, it's only got a 4-pin connector, and which is what this is right here. And this is tied into the 24 volts. We'll use the red wire for, say, like a car battery, positive, and the black wire would be the negative. Now, in the kit that you got, the wire harness at the end, the little alligator clips are black and red. The wire doesn't necessarily, wasn't going to be the red or the black, but the ends with the alligator clip will show you. Now on this one here, the red clip is tied into the yellow wire coming out of the transformer in your kit. That's, say, going to be the positive, and then the blue wire coming out of your transformer, the black connector is tied into that. So that will give you your 24 volts. And what I've done is I'm going to plug this in to the bottom where the connector goes for the 3.0 communicating. And then, excuse me, then we're going to have the same power connection that we used before is going to be right there. And I'm going to power this up. Now, if you can see this right here, when I put power to the wire harness, you'll see a green LED light should come on to show that you do have power. If you can hear that, that is the motor running. With this 24 volt AC connection, it'll go ahead and give the signal it needs for the module to tell this motor to run. And you notice the LED went out. I cut the power off to it, and I can cut it back on again. If you can see the green LED, show it's got power. And that's how you can test out the 3.0 variable speed communicating type motor. Now, on a lot of these high efficiency systems, what you're going to see on the outdoor motors, a lot of them are variable speeds too, usually communicating for the higher efficiency ones. And what also came in this package was this little extension that plugs into there's only 2 pins in this 4 circuits here, and one side will plug right in to this wire harness, and then the outdoor motors usually have this 1/4 inch mill blade connectors where you can tie into the wire that supplies the power to the outdoor motor module. And with this little wire adapter attached to this other one that's given, you can go and test the outdoor variable speed motor. So this kit comes with everything you see here. It's going to have the razor, it's going to have this wire harness kit to tie in the 24 volts, and this extra extension to test the outdoor motors of the variable speeds. Okay, that's it for those.